Hello everyone, this is Ramzan Ali. Welcome back to my channel Ramzan Reviews. Today I am going to talk about historical fiction, Raiders from North, from Empire of the Mughals book series. It's a series of 6 books by Alex Rutherford. It's a pen name used for two authors, Diana Preston and her husband, Michael Preston. So let's just dive into the book. And first of all, I'm going to talk about the cover. It's an amazing cover with big battle axe at the front and the name Raiders from the North written in big bold letters, silhouette of the army at the bottom. I like the cover very much. So about the tone and the setting of the book, it's a little bit dark, gritty. You can say that it's a grim, dark book. I mean, it's obvious if you get into the book. There are a polo match with the heads of the enemy by the protagonist, and then there are drums made up of the skin of the people of the princes. So it's a very dark book at some places. Most of the time it's a little bit light. Plot. So it tells a tale of the rise of the Mughal Empire and the first Mughal, Babar Mirza, or you can say Zaheer Muhammad Babar. After the death of his father, king of Farghana, Sheikh Mirza, he moved to conquer the neighboring kingdom Samarkand. He to take it over. He conquered the kingdom, but in that effort, he lose his own kingdom Farghana due to the treachery of his half brother. Then there is Shaibani Khan, who is a mortal enemy of Timur and all of his princes, including Babar and his father and everyone in his family. He just want to kill them all, and he wants to conquer their kingdoms. So Babar fled to Kabul, and then he becomes the king of the Kabul because the king who was ruling Kabul was one of his uncle, and he suddenly dies and he has no heirs. So Babar is the only legitimate heir left. He rules over Kabul. He has 3 children, all sons. One of the elder son is Humayun, who eventually succeed him at the end. So then it's a historical fiction. Everybody knows the history about how it's going to end, but the main thing is how the author has thread the story from one point to another point and added some fictional characters into it. Talking about the character, let's move on. Babar is portrayed very elegantly. He is portrayed to be a human being, a king who's trying his best to be a king, a good ruler, as well as trying to take his ambitions of conquest along with him. Ehsan Daulat, who is Babar's maternal grandmother, descendant of the Genghis Khan. She is a very calculating, cold-hearted mastermind of a woman, very strong female character, and always supporting Babar to move on, never look back, move ahead. And eventually Babar owes most of his success to not his mother, but his grandmother, maternal grandmother, and his sister. Then there is Babri and Wazir Khan, which are both fictional characters created by the author. Now, although there were hints of a general and a friend or a companion of Babar, but none of them are actually real characters. Writing, let's talk about the writing. Overall, writing is very simple, easy to get into, straightforward prose, easy to understand. So I just loved the writing style. So 5 out of 5 for the writing. Now let's just get into the prose of the book. It's a detailed account of the major events in the Babar's life and his conquest. His life from 14-year-old boy who just wanted to enjoy himself, then to become a king after the death of his father, and then losing all his kingdom to Shaibani Khan, and then the betrayal of his family, his cousins, to loss of his sister, and then becoming the king of the Kabul, to moving to Hindustan to fight against Ibrahim Lodhi, and to conquer his kingdom. I like overall most of the book. The cons are that the pacing was a little bit slow in the middle of the book, which most of the time it is for the historical fiction, and for most of the fiction, the middle of the book becomes a little bit slow paced. But I didn't mind it. It was okay. At the end, particularly around the Battle of the Panipat, it became a little bit fast paced, which I liked, and it ended on a little bit stronger note. Overall rating, I would give a very solid 8 out of 10. It was a very good book. I would definitely get into the second installment of the book series, Empire of the Mughals, by Alex Rutherford, and I would put a review of that book as well. In fact, I will put a review of all the books in the series, and if there are some other books by Alex Rutherford, then I would do those as well in the future. Let me know how did you like the review in the comments below, and if there is some particular book that you want me to read and review. I'm trying my best to grow and to learn how to do this. I know I'm not very good at this, but I think that most of the booktubers, when they started, they were not very good at this, putting reviews and reactions and all that, and then they eventually evolved with time, and I believe so will I. So that's it. See you next time.